The vast emptiness of space stretched before the human exploration vessel horizon, its sleek titanium hull gleaming against the backdrop of distant stars. Captain J. Park stood at the bridge, her dark eyes scanning the holographic displays that flickered with incoming data. The ship's communications officer, Hee-Soo, turned with a sudden alert. "Captain, we've got an incoming transmission," Hee-Soo called out, her fingers dancing across the quantum communication panel. "It's the Goran diplomatic ship. They're requesting a direct channel." Jay nodded, adjusting her navy blue uniform. The Horizon had been on a routine deep space exploration mission, mapping uncharted sectors near the Galactic Rim. First contact. Scenarios were always unpredictable, but her crew was prepared for anything. The holographic display flickered to life, revealing the imposing figure of Seok, the Goran commander. His species looked almost reptilian, scaled skin the color of burnished copper, multiple eyes that seemed to look in different directions simultaneously, and a body structure that suggested both incredible strength and surprising flexibility. Seok's translated voice boomed through the bridge. "Humans of the exploration vessel Horizon, we've been monitoring your approach. State your intentions." Jay's response was calm and measured. "We are on a peaceful mission of exploration and scientific research. We seek to establish diplomatic relations and share knowledge." The Goran commander's multiple eyes seemed to narrow with a mixture of curiosity and contempt. "Peaceful. Humans are known for their unpredictability." As protocol demanded, Jay decided to extend a gesture of goodwill. She reached into a secure compartment near her command chair and pulled out an object that made her senior tactical officer, Min-Woo, raise an eyebrow in surprise. It was an antique pistol, a modified Colt M1911, carefully preserved and modified, with experimental technology. To the human crew, it represented more than just a weapon. It was a symbol of human innovation, a piece of history that told a story of technological evolution. "We come in peace," Jay said, holding up the pistol. "And to demonstrate our commitment to mutual understanding, I'd like to show you something from our history." The Goran communication bridge erupted in laughter. Seok's translated laughter was a mix of electronic chirps and deep, rumbling sounds. "A primitive projectile weapon. You intend to impress us with this?" His crew of alien technicians began pointing and making what seemed like jokes in their complex language. The translation matrix picked up words that roughly meant adorable, primitive, and childish. Min-Woo leaned close to Jay and whispered, "Are you sure about this, Captain?" Jay's lips curved into a slight smile. "Trust me." The Goran ship's sensors began scanning the weapon, their advanced technology probing every molecule. Sophisticated diagnostic tools showed nothing more than an outdated mechanical device, a simple metal tube with a basic firing mechanism. "Your weapon is nothing more than a museum piece," Seok proclaimed, his multiple eyes glinting with amusement. "We have energy shields that can deflect molecular disruptors and quantum pulse cannons. What could this possibly do?" Little did they know, the pistol in Jay's hand was far more than it appeared. Developed in secret laboratories on Earth, it represented decades of research into adaptive materials, nanoengineering, and quantum-level modifications. The human crew remained composed, a stark contrast to the laughing Goran. Each member knew something special was about to happen, but they maintained professional discipline. Hee-Soo's communication panel began tracking multiple data streams. Microscopic sensors embedded in the pistol were gathering information, creating a comprehensive profile of the Goran ship's defensive capabilities. "Quite the collection piece," Seok continued, his translated voice dripping with condescension. "Humans and their attachment to antiquated technology." Jay's grip on the pistol tightened almost imperceptibly. The weapon felt alive in her hand, a testament to human potential and innovative spirit. As the Goran ship continued to mock and scan the weapon, no one realized that the most significant moment in interstellar diplomatic history was about to unfold. A simple pistol would soon challenge everything the Goran believed about technological superiority. The stage was set. The players were in position, and humanity was about to make a statement that would echo across the galaxy. End of Part 1. The Goran research vessel hummed with activity as a team of scientific specialists began their comprehensive analysis of the human weapon. Massive holographic displays covered the walls, each screen showing microscopic details of the antique pistol from every conceivable angle. Dr. Kang, the lead Goran researcher, adjusted his multi-lens optical enhancers and zoomed in on the weapon's intricate mechanisms. His assistants, a mix of biological and AI-enhanced researchers, worked tirelessly, their nimble fingers dancing across quantum-responsive interfaces. "Primitive," he muttered, his translator device converting his native clicks and chirps into human language. "Absolutely primitive." The pistol lay on a containment field, surrounded by layers of advanced scanning technology that could detect everything from quantum fluctuations to molecular structures. Advanced sensors probed every millimeter of the weapon, expecting to find nothing more than an obsolete piece of human engineering. In the observation deck, Siok watched with growing amusement. His communication with the human vessel continued, a constant stream of diplomatic banter that thinly veiled his species' deep-seated mockery. "Your weapon is interesting as a historical artifact," Siok transmitted to Captain J. Park, "but it's about as threatening as a child's toy in our technological ecosystem." Aboard the Horizon, Minwoo monitored the Goran's scanning procedures. He knew something they didn't. The pistol was far more complex than it appeared. Embedded within its seemingly simple structure were layers of nano-adaptive technology developed by Earth's most advanced research facilities. The Goran scientific team ran hundreds of simulations. Energy shield penetration tests showed zero potential. Ballistic trajectory analysis revealed nothing remarkable. Material composition scans indicated standard early 21st century metallurgy. "Look at this," Dr. Kang announced to his team, pointing at a holographic representation of the weapon. "No quantum entanglement, no plasma channeling, no molecular restructuring capabilities. It's essentially a metal tube designed to launch a small projectile through basic chemical propulsion." The research team laughed. Their own weapons could obliterate entire planetary systems with a single pulse. The idea that this human artifact could pose any threat seemed ludicrous. Hee Su, monitoring the communications from the Horizon, noticed something peculiar. Subtle data packets were being transmitted alongside the weapon's scans, almost invisible, riding on the background radiation of the scanning beams. "Captain," she whispered to Jay, "our systems are collecting something interesting." Each scan the Gorans performed was actually feeding information back to the human research team. What appeared to be a simple weapon was collecting comprehensive data about Goran technological infrastructure. Deep within the weapon's modified structure, quantum-level sensors were mapping energy signatures, defensive capabilities, and potential vulnerability points. The Gorans, so confident in their technological superiority, were unknowingly providing the humans with a complete blueprint of their defensive systems. "Another test," Dr. Kang announced, preparing a high-intensity energy shield simulation. The holographic displays began calculating potential interaction points between the weapon and their most advanced defensive technologies. The results were predictably one-sided. The pistol showed zero capability of penetrating even the most basic Goran energy barriers. Projected damage potential was less than 0.0001% of their shield's capacity. Siok watched the proceedings with growing confidence. His species had encountered hundreds of civilizations across the galaxy, and humans were proving to be exactly what they expected. Technologically inferior, relying more on bravado than actual scientific achievement. "Your weapon is fascinating," Siok transmitted again, "but ultimately pointless in a genuine technological confrontation." Little did he know that every transmission, every scan, every moment of mockery was being carefully recorded and analyzed by the human team. The pistol was more than a weapon. It was a sophisticated data collection device designed to look completely unremarkable. The Goran research team continued their tests, each scan reinforcing their belief in human technological inferiority. They saw a primitive weapon. The humans saw something entirely different. The galaxy held its breath, unaware that a simple pistol was about to change everything. End of Part 2. The silence of deep space shattered without warning. Alarms blared across the horizon's bridge, their crimson lights painting everything in an urgent red glow. A rogue Goran battle group, apparently dissatisfied with the diplomatic proceedings, had emerged from quantum-fold space, weapons charged and targeting systems locked. "Incoming hostile vessels," Minwu shouted, his fingers flying across the tactical console. 3 heavy cruisers and 2 support frigates. They're charging primary weapon systems. Captain J. Park remained unnervingly calm. Her hand instinctively moved to the modified M19-on-1 pistol secured at her side. The bridge crew tensed, knowing something extraordinary was about to happen. The first Goran energy lance struck the horizon's forward shield, creating a massive electrical cascade that momentarily blinded the ship's external sensors. Traditional. Human defense protocols would have suggested immediate evasive maneuvers or a defensive counterattack using standard photon cannons. But Jay had a different plan. "Tactical team, prepare for unconventional response," she commanded, her voice steady and precise. The rogue Goran vessels continued their assault. Their massive energy weapons looked like living tentacles of destructive potential, pulsing with quantum-level radiation capable of vaporizing entire planetary settlements. Each weapon represented generations of technological advancement, something no primitive projectile weapon could possibly challenge. Siok, still monitoring from the diplomatic vessel, watched with a mixture of shock and anticipation. "Humans," his translated communication crackled. "Surrender now. Your vessel cannot withstand our assault." Jay's response was simple. She drew the M1911. The pistol looked almost comically small against the backdrop of advanced holographic displays and massive ship-wide defense systems. Minwu's eyes widened. He knew what was coming, but even he couldn't predict the exact outcome. A single shot rang out. The modified nano-engineered round left the barrel with unprecedented precision. Unlike traditional ballistic projectiles, this round carried a complex, quantum-adaptive payload developed in classified Earth research facilities. It moved not just through physical space, but seemed to dance between dimensional layers. The first Goran battlecruiser, a massive vessel stretching nearly 3 kilometers, suddenly experienced something impossible. The tiny projectile penetrated its primary energy shield as if it were tissue paper. But penetration was just the beginning. Molecular disruptors within the round activated upon contact, creating a cascading molecular breakdown that spread through the ship's critical systems. It wasn't destruction in the traditional sense. It was a systematic, almost surgical deconstruction of technological infrastructure. Communications systems collapsed, quantum energy cores destabilized, navigation matrices fragmented. The entire vessel began to disintegrate from the inside without a single external explosive reaction. "Impossible!" Sayok's translated communication erupted with genuine terror. The second Goran vessel attempted evasive maneuvers, but the adaptive round's quantum signature had already been analyzed. Another shot, this time seemingly effortless, found its mark. With surgical precision, Hisu's communication systems captured the Goran's panicked transmissions. Their technological superiority complex was crumbling in real time, replaced by pure, unadulterated fear. Within minutes, 3 advanced Goran battlecruisers had been completely neutralized, not through massive firepower, but through a single, modified pistol round that represented humanity's most sophisticated technological innovation. The diplomatic vessel's sensors showed something unprecedented. A weapon that could bypass every known defensive technology, targeting systems with a level of precision that defied current scientific understanding. Jay holstered the pistol, her expression unchanged. "Threat neutralized," she said simply. Min Wu could only stare in stunned silence. The bridge crew exchanged looks of quiet pride. They had just demonstrated something fundamental about human potential, the ability to transform the seemingly obsolete into something extraordinary. In that moment, humanity wasn't just defending itself. It was sending a message to the galaxy. Never underestimate innovation, regardless of its apparent simplicity. The stars seemed to bear witness to a new chapter in interstellar relations, written not with massive warships, but with a single, perfectly engineered projectile. End of Part 3. The aftermath of the unexpected confrontation left the galaxy in a state of stunned silence. Research facilities across multiple star systems began analyzing the data from the incident, trying to comprehend how a simple projectile weapon could devastate advanced Goran technology. Dr. Yoon, lead researcher at Earth's Quantum Adaptation Institute, spread multiple holographic displays across her laboratory. Sleek robotic assistants moved silently, processing terabytes of information collected during the encounter. Each projection revealed layers of complexity hidden within the modified M1911 pistol. "It's not just a weapon," she muttered to her team. "It's a quantum information carrier." The nano-engineered projectile represented something far beyond traditional ballistic technology. Microscopic adaptive algorithms allowed the round to analyze and deconstruct complex technological systems in milliseconds. What appeared to be a simple metal projectile was actually a sophisticated computational device capable of real-time system infiltration. Aboard the remaining Goran research vessels, panic slowly transformed into scientific curiosity. Dr. Kang, the same researcher who had previously mocked human technology, now worked frantically to understand the weapon's capabilities. Quantum scanners revealed impossible details. The projectile contained microscopic computational nodes that could reconfigure themselves instantaneously. Advanced adaptive materials allowed the round to modify its molecular structure based on the defensive systems it encountered. "This isn't just technology," one Goran researcher transmitted. "This is a living system." The pistol's internal structure contained complex nanocircuits that could process information faster than most advanced computer systems. Each component worked in perfect synchronization, creating a weapon that was more of an intelligent system than a traditional firearm. Siok, humiliated by the defeat, demanded comprehensive analysis. The Goran scientific community mobilized its most advanced research teams, bringing together specialists from across their technological network. Holographic reconstructions showed the projectile's journey through the battle cruiser's systems. It didn't just penetrate defenses. It communicated with them, understood them, and systematically dismantled them from within. "Adaptive quantum entanglement," Dr. Yoon explained to her team. "The projectile doesn't just destroy, it learns and adapts in real time." The implications were staggering. This wasn't just a weapon, it was a potential revolution in technological understanding. Humanity had developed a system that could interface with and deconstruct complex technological infrastructures using principles that most advanced civilizations had never considered. Communication channels between human and Goran, research facilities became increasingly active. What started as a potential conflict was transforming into an unprecedented scientific exchange. Quantum researchers discovered that the pistol's design incorporated principles from multiple scientific disciplines: biomimetic engineering, quantum computing, adaptive material science, all integrated into a package that looked deceptively simple. The most shocking revelation came from deeper analysis. The weapon's core design incorporated learning algorithms inspired by human neural networks. It could analyze, understand, and counter technological systems with a flexibility that traditional AI systems could never achieve. "It thinks," one Goran researcher transmitted in disbelief. "The weapon actually thinks." Captain J. Park's modified M1911 had become more than a weapon. It was now a symbol of human potential, a demonstration that innovation could emerge from the most unexpected. Sources. Research facilities across multiple star systems began requesting detailed scans and analysis. The single incident had transformed humanity's perception in the galactic community, from an emerging civilization to a potentially revolutionary technological force. The pistol represented something fundamental about human creativity, the ability to transform the ordinary into the extraordinary, to see potential where others saw limitation. As research continued, one thing became clear: humanity had just changed the rules of technological engagement. No longer would they be seen as a primitive species. They were now recognized as potential architects of a new technological paradigm. The galaxy watched and waited, knowing something fundamental had changed forever. End of Part 4. The diplomatic conference hall aboard the neutral space station, Harmony, became a crucible of tension and anticipation. Representatives from hundreds of galactic civilizations gathered, their eyes fixed on the human delegation, led by Captain J. Park. The modified M1911 pistol sat at the center of the massive circular conference table, a silent testament to humanity's unexpected technological breakthrough. Each alien species studied the weapon with a mixture of fear, respect, and genuine scientific curiosity. Siok, the Goran commander who had once mocked human capabilities, now sat with a subdued demeanor. His multiple eyes moved constantly, unable to maintain a steady gaze. The humiliation of his defeated battle group still burned fresh in galactic memory. "Humanity has demonstrated something extraordinary," announced Zara, the representative from the Quantum Collective, her translucent form shimmering with complex energy patterns. "You've shown that technological superiority is not about size or apparent complexity, but about innovative thinking." The conference hall buzzed with simultaneous translations. Holographic displays showed detailed analyses of the modified pistol, revealing layers of technological sophistication that challenged everything known about weapon design. Dr. Yoon, who had been instrumental in developing the weapon's core technology, stood to explain the principles behind its design. Her presentation revealed how human researchers had combined multiple scientific disciplines in ways no other civilization had considered. "We didn't just create a weapon," she explained, her voice calm and precise. "We created an adaptive learning system that can understand and deconstruct complex technological infrastructures." The galactic representatives leaned forward. Some appeared uncomfortable, others fascinated. The implications were clear. Humanity had developed a technological approach that could potentially neutralize even the most advanced defensive systems. Representatives from the Mechanical Sovereignty, a civilization of advanced robotic entities, showed particular interest. Their entire technological philosophy was based on predictable, linear progression. The human approach represented something entirely different: organic, unpredictable, revolutionary. Captain J. Park remained composed, understanding the weight of the moment. This wasn't just a diplomatic meeting, it was a fundamental redefining of humanity's place in the galactic community. "We come in peace," she stated simply, "but we will not be underestimated." The weapon became more than a technological marvel. It was a symbol of human potential, a demonstration that innovation could emerge from the most unexpected sources. Holographic reconstructions showed how the nano-engineered projectile could adapt, learn, and systematically deconstruct complex technological systems. Each representation drew gasps and murmurs of appreciation from the assembled representatives. The Quantum Collective's representative made a formal declaration. "Humanity is no longer considered an emerging civilization. You are now recognized as a potential technological innovator with capabilities that challenge our existing understanding." Siok, representing the Goran Diplomatic Corps, spoke next. His translated words carried a tone of reluctant respect. "We misjudged human potential. This weapon, this approach to technology, it represents something we cannot fully comprehend." Diplomatic protocols were being rewritten in real time. The simple pistol had become an instrument of galactic diplomacy, transforming humanity's reputation from a marginalized species to a potentially revolutionary technological force. Research teams from multiple civilizations requested detailed studies of the weapon's design. What appeared to be a simple projectile weapon was now recognized as a complex adaptive system that challenged fundamental principles of technological engagement. The conference continued for days, with each session revealing more layers of the weapon's sophisticated design. Humanity had done more than demonstrate technological capability. They had shown a fundamentally different approach to problem-solving. As the diplomatic discussions progressed, one thing became abundantly clear. The galaxy would never look at Humans the same way again. The modified M1911 had become more than a weapon, it was a declaration of human potential. Captain J. Park watched the proceedings, a slight smile playing on her lips. They had entered the conference as potential underdogs. They would leave as technological innovators who had fundamentally changed the rules of galactic interaction. The stars outside the conference hall seemed to bear witness to a new chapter in interstellar relations, written not with massive weapons, but with human creativity, innovation, and an unexpected approach to technological development. End of Part 5.